All right, y'all. So, has Bitcoin printed a very significant bottom signal? Are we going to start to see a very large move to the upside? I want to take a look at some different charts and some indicators that may tell us that Bitcoin has printed a significant bottom. I want to give a bearish and a bullish scenario, talk about the juicy levels. So make sure to like the video, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. As you can see, I am still in the short trade from Monday. All right, it is Wednesday, and I'm sorry, on Tuesday during the VIP live stream, I actually did take a short trade live on that stream. But that is, you know, what I would do. So we took this trade right here on the live stream, still in it. Now I want to talk about this very significant bottom that Bitcoin put in exactly 1 week ago. Now, over in the VIP Discord, we have been looking at, for a very long time, this low that we had at 18,090. Okay, why is this so significant, this low at 18,090? That is so significant because when we look at the Bitcoin chart here, we can see that since the 13th of September, we have been trading within this very clearly defined sideways range with very clear highs at about 20,004, 20,005, and very clear lows at about 18,090. What happened last week was we got this liquidity grab, a sweep of the lows. Okay, whenever we're trading in a sideways range, what we want to look for are significant highs and significant lows. And if the price takes out those significant highs or lows with now divergences, bullish divergences on our oscillator, that means that it's probably going to be a fake out. And that's why we had that level marked out on our chart. And we did actually, I'm pretty sure I took that long live in the stream. Now, I've subsequently, you like that word? Subsequently, I've closed out of that long trade. Unfortunately, guys, and it was a very bad move on my end. And I'm not going to get into all the reasons why I have closed out of this whole position. But I do want to bring up something else that is quite bullish about this low that Bitcoin put in. Okay, if we take a look at the S&P 500, the S&P 500 is something that is a leading indicator for Bitcoin. In other words, what the S&P 500 does, right? Bitcoin tends to follow. And notice what happened on the exact same day that the Bitcoin got that very significant low. We saw that the S&P 500 got a bounce also from a very significant Fibonacci level right here. This 0.5, 50% retracement from the Corona dump to the all-time high. We have retraced 50% of that pump coming down to the $3,500 level. And now we're getting a pretty significant bounce. Not only did we come down to a nice level, but if we take a look here at Market Cipher B on the weekly time frame, we are getting that very, very coveted uneven butt cheek pattern, right? Where if we take a look here at Market Cipher, we have this left butt cheek very deep and very wide, and then this right butt cheek kind of skinny, right? There's clearly a muscular imbalance here. And it looks kind of like this, right? This woman with her very, very juicy cheeks, right? Her very, very juicy cheeks. Now, over here on the left cheek, okay, where I'm currently at right now, this cheek right here is very juicy, okay? There's lots of ravioli inside. There's lots of gravy just flowing out. And then over here on the right, let me get right in the middle of these two, okay? Over on the right, we've got this skinny old butt cheek over here, right? She talks like this right side's skinny. She smokes too many cigarettes. She got veins popping out of her neck, and she talks with a Brooklyn accent, all right? Now, when we see that, tends to be a pretty bullish move, all right? So we've got that on the S&P 500, okay? So let's just quickly go over, all right, because we're building a bullish scenario here. And I'm not saying we're going to 100K. I'm just saying, is it possible that Bitcoin is going to get more of a move to the upside? Let's build our bullish case. So on October the 13th, okay, Bitcoin, if we come over to a higher term time frame, let's go to like the 4-hour here and zoom out. We did, in fact, come down to, remember, a very key area of support. And as we came down to that area, we were getting, again, on Market Cipher B for Bitcoin, a very significant uneven butt cheek pattern, okay, very bullish. Now, also at the same exact time, we saw that the S&P 500 was also coming down to a very key level. Also, the glutes don't lie, guys, right? So what does this possibly mean for Bitcoin? Well, if we take a look again, and I'm going to clear off some of these things on the chart here, and actually let's just make this chart bigger over here in ByBit, and ByBit, by the way, is a great exchange. I do enjoy ByBit. It's one of my favorite exchanges. ByBit, Bitget, and few others. So if we take a look here at what is happening, right, we can see that we are trading within a much, much larger sideways range, right? So we're trading within one sideways range right here. But the context is this is actually a sub-range within a much larger range. And what this means is potentially we could see Bitcoin getting a move back up to the top of this range right here. It's very, very possible, right? Now, why am I even talking like this? Why am I even going down this pathway, right? Because a lot of people are getting super bearish right now. Well, let me explain. Because the S&P 500 is getting such a bounce here, even now, if we are going to continue lower, it might be good time for some kind of relief, right? Might be time for another relief rally similar to the one that we got back in the spring, right? In June, July, where Bitcoin pumped up to, again, the high of this sideways range, right? Back in June, that's when Bitcoin got this move up to the top of the range, right? From the bottom to the top, just like the S&P 500 got a move from this low to this high. Now the S&P 500 is bottoming out again. Bitcoin bottoming out again, right? Now take a look at this, okay? When the S&P 500 put in its high, it was coming up to the top of this range. Now let's take a look. S&P 500, where are we probably going to get a retracement from if we continue up more? Well, that 0.5 fib is looking pretty juicy, right? The 0.5 fib, if we take from this lower high that we put in right here, right? Let's turn off our golden pocket. The 0.5 fib is coming in right at this very key level of weekly resistance, right around 4,000. Not only that, but if we take another fib retracement from the most recent high to the current low that we put in, we can see that the Fibonacci golden pocket is coming in exactly at that 0.5. In addition, if we look at all the volume that traded from the time that we broke this key support resistance flip back here in October of 2020, we can see that it is the retest of this old range value area low, okay? So honestly, I am just making a projection that if we see a move up to here again on the S&P 500, and if the S&P 500 does not lose this low that we put in last week, we can potentially expect Bitcoin to put in higher prices, okay? So what does that mean for Bitcoin? That means a few things. It means if we are going to continue on with a potential bullish bias, right? That means that we are going to be looking for shorts at key areas of resistance, right? So where are those areas of resistance going to be? Well, for me, the way I'm looking at this is, first of all, depending on when things line up. Oh, and I forgot to mention one last thing, right? The dollar. The dollar also, on the weekly time frame, is getting bearish divergences, right? Upside down, uneven butt cheeks over here, all right? This is more exciting than the time that I met Carl from the moon at the county fair, right? I was buying a new tractor, and he recognized me because of my Market Cipher neck tattoo and my Bitcoin tattoo, my Bible, because, you know, I am a Bible thumper, guys. You know, I have huge Bibles. I love the Bible, right? So he recognized me. I had my trading laptop going and all that stuff, okay? And, you know, we met each other. It was very exciting. Okay, it was very, very exciting. So what we are going to be looking for is we are going to be looking for a price to come up to one of those levels. Now, when the dollar is getting a rejection, and when the dollar starts to come down, that typically means that Bitcoin is going to start getting a move to the upside, right? We know that back here in June, right? June and July, when Bitcoin started to pump, that is when the dollar got a little retracement, right? So we need to keep all these things in mind here. And so the first area that we need to be aware of is going to be obviously the high of this range again, right? That $20,500 area. We might just come up to there and reject. But a much juicier level would be coming back up to the highs that we put in up in here between that 23K and 25K area. Because if this is simply just a sideways range that we're trading from the low to the high, back down to the low, right? Notice what happened. We put in our low, we came up to the high. We have now come down to pretty much put in a very similar low. Could this now be a move back up to the high? That is the hypothesis that I am now working with. And so for me right now, if I want to hop into a long trade, I am actually looking to potentially, if we come down a little bit more, look to long at the retest of the golden pocket. And let's put on our 786 level here. Right, if we are going to get another move to the upside, because I am not in a long trade, one of the areas I am looking is going to be between this golden pocket and 786 area. So 18.4 to 18.8, that $400 range. If we get another move down to this area with continued uneven butt cheek patterns here, that could be a pretty nice area to hop into a long. Areas of resistance that I am going to be aware of and looking for, scalp shorts, day trade shorts, and stuff like that, are first of all going to be, well, we have some local levels that we're looking at in the VIP Discord. And by the way, if you do want to join the VIP Discord, where we post the levels in advance, we post the trade setups in advance. Like yesterday, we took a trade, a long trade from, actually, yeah, I have to go back in time to yesterday. Right here, yesterday, we longed from right down here. In fact, that was the long trade that I was in from my video yesterday. This is that long that we took right from that wick down there because we were ready and prepared for it. Over in the VIP Discord, we post the setups in advance. We post the levels every single day. We do multiple live streams a week. We took this trade actually live on the live stream yesterday. You can go to patreon.com/Jason Casper. Also, if you want to learn all this analysis stuff, check out the courses, guys. Learn.jasoncaspertrading.com. There are two courses here. One is the basic course that will basically give you the blueprint to become a confident, profitable trader so that you always have a plan in advance, right? You're not flopping and groping around. You always have a plan in advance because basically you know the levels that you're looking for. You know the confirmations that you're looking for. It can allow you to get into shorts and longs like the short we took yesterday on the live stream, right? This was a box that we had been prepared for. That's why we were taking a short right here. So wait a second. What is going on with this? Hang on. There we go. There we go, guys. Screen is flipping out. There's a 35% discount on both courses. All right. We have the blueprint. We also have the advanced course, which goes over trading with order flow and exocharts and all that kind of stuff. Take advantage of these discounts, guys, if that is something that you are interested in, because for the amount of information that there is in those in the courses, it's actually a pretty sweet deal, right? I'm not trying to toot my own trumpet over here, but it actually is a pretty sweet deal. All right, so back to the charts, right? The areas of resistance that we need to be aware of above us right now are going to be, number one, is this golden pocket right here from the most recent high to the most recent low, coming in around 19.5. That is number one that we need to be aware of. Number two is going to be the highs that we put in up here around 20,500. If we can come above 20,500, 20,600, there is very, very little, right, resistance above this area. It could be a very, very smooth move back up to the $24,000, $25,000 area. And so this isn't a bullish situation. Obviously, a bearish situation is that we do reject from one of these areas of resistance that we have on the chart and do something like this and now continue to put in lower lows. But I do have to say that if we're taking a look at the weekly time frame on Market Cipher B, right, we see momentum coming up here. We're printing anchor and trigger waves right here. And as long as the SPX does not lose that $3,500 level, I do think that there is more room to the upside for Bitcoin and obviously other cryptos as well, as we see potentially a move back up to these highs. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to go to 100K. It could simply mean we do something like this and then come back down. But, right, we have to understand the context of the market, which is we have been trading sideways. We have come down, put in another significant low here with some bullish divs, along with the S&P 500. This is really what I'm going to be keeping my eyes on here, guys, because, you know, so long as we don't lose now this 0.5 fib, then I don't see any reason why we wouldn't then come up to get another retest of this golden pocket 0.5 fib value area low weekly order block confluence right here, right? We have a very, very nice box of resistance that we could draw out right here because of all those reasons, right? All right, guys, that is it pretty much for this video, guys. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, you know. And God bless everybody. In the name of Jesus the Messiah, I pray everybody is super, super blessed. And looks like Bitcoin is getting a slight move to the downside right now. Let's kind of take a look at this. Yeah, we're getting a slight move to the downside. You know, if we take a look at the chart here, the Bitcoin chart, I mean, we do have some bearish divs on some of these medium time frames. The 24-minute giving us that bearish div. The 12-minute also giving us a bearish div here. Money flow getting thicker, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. Personally, I'm waiting for a bit higher before I look for compounding my short. But we will have to wait and see what happens. So with that being said, peace. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to